I'm going to show you guys how to take your interior from this to this. Sit back and relax as I build the full interior of this beautiful looking medieval house. Stay tuned until the end for the full tour of the completed build. We're getting close to 50k subs, so I'd appreciate it if you help me out. Now, let's begin. Alright guys, so we are in this world and I have built this beautiful house. It's a very unique block palette, but I think it came out pretty good. Went for that medieval kind of style here. I'll have this world download available on my Patreon, and I'll leave that house completely blank for you guys to try out this interior build on your own. So now let's walk inside and see what we're working with here. Alright, so you can see on the first floor, we have a bit of an open floor plan here. I even laid out some signs and some torches to kind of mark things out. So let's start on the left side here. We have a staircase that drops down about 2 blocks, and we have this open area right here, which I will utilize as almost like a storage slash junk room. And we can even create some walls here and cover it up to separate it a bit more. And looking over here, we have our back door that leads outside to the back of the house with our chimney. Speaking of the chimney, we have an area to put a fireplace right here. I just wanted to mark it out with the brick blocks, so we're definitely going to do that as well. And then over here in this corner, you can see I've marked out an area with torches that I would love to utilize as a room. Now, considering my build is a bit more, medieval style, I thought it's very important to have a lot of rooms in this house, as older houses were very closed off and didn't have open floor plans. So I'm going to have a room on the first floor, and this room is simply going to be a small kitchen. And then coming over to our little extension piece in the back, you can see I've utilized it as almost like a spiral staircase. So this is a great opportunity where you can utilize this kind of back corner as some extra storage with some barrels, or you can have the staircase going down even further into like a basement or a cellar. But we can just have this as like an extra storage area. Now let's head up to the second floor. And you can see we have a very similar layout to our first floor, but we are going to change it up a lot here. So you can see I've already marked out 2 rooms on this wall here. The first room is going to be a simple bedroom, you can see. And then the second room here is going to be like a potion slash magic room. I think that'd be really cool to have right next to our bedroom. Then you can see we have a little walkway right over here. And notice where I make these walkways, you can see everything is very walkable, even going from downstairs. You enter the first floor or even the back door, you enter right here. Everything is walkable. You can access your storage. You can access the staircase. Make sure that your pathing makes sense for your builds. We obviously wouldn't want to have a room connected to our staircase, as it wouldn't be walkable and it just wouldn't make sense. So we have our rooms kind of in the back, out of the way, so we can clearly walk along this little hallway here. We have our second floor fireplace area marked out here. And we have a door right here that leads out to our awesome little balcony, which we can also decorate as well with an amazing view. And then last but not least, I want to try something different with this build. I have like a little open balcony area you can see outside and over, but we're still kind of indoors and we have like a roof as well. So I wanted to try something very different, and I wanted to make this like an almost outdoor second floor workshop. I think that'd be really cool. And then you can see we have a lot of vertical space, so I also created like a little loft area up here that we can access through ladder, and this will give us some additional space as well. That's pretty much all closed off. So we'll obviously need to move this over, create a wall here to wall off this room, and I'm going to show you guys how I do all of that. And then for our third and final floor, let's head up there. We have the attic. Now, the entire attic, I want to simply be like a library slash study room. So we'll even have like an enchanting table up here, and we have a lot of space to work with. Now, I can either wall off this kind of section here and create like a large room and then a hallway area here, or I can just leave the whole thing open. We'll kind of see when we get there. I just left the torches there as like little markers. We can even utilize bookshelves to create separation, so we can do something really cool up here. So that is the plan for the interior. Now let's get started with the first floor and then work our way up. So on the first floor, let's actually start on the left side here with our little storage area. So I actually want this to be a room. Now, because this build is like medieval, I really want to have as many things closed off and sectioned off into rooms as possible. So we're going to grab our stripped oak wood here, and let's kind of just create more of a wall here. And then we can even grab our stair block, We can create more of like an archway like this, or we can close it off even further. It's totally up to you guys. We can even have like a door here. And that's actually, I think I want to have a door. I want to make this like super medieval. So let's grab some blocks here. And let's figure out how we can incorporate a door here. So I might have to push this staircase back a block. So we'd have the staircase like here. There we go. And then, just because I'm a perfectionist, I want to keep these kind of wooden beams going across right there. And yeah, we can even store some stuff there on the side. I'll leave it open for now. But let's actually have this just be a center door. I think that'd be the right way to go here. And then we have an upside down stair. So yeah, we can just simply close this off. We can have some decorations along this wall. And then this can just be a door right here. So this is a door that now leads to our storage room. Now it's a lot more closed off and cozy feeling, which I actually want for this build. And if we enter here, you can see it's gonna be like a tight little storage area, plenty of shelving. So I think this is definitely the look that I want to go for. Now let's get shelving in order. So let's get some stair blocks, maybe some spruce slabs and some trapdoors. And I definitely want to utilize the spruce for the shelving because it gives us that old rustic look here. Now, since this is on the first floor, I think we should definitely have like, you know, some essential blocks here. Maybe we have like some workbenches, barrels, and chests, and then like some various junk blocks as well. So first things first, let's get our shelving in order. So I'm thinking of having like, maybe let's have like a table on this back wall right here. And we can even do something like that or something like this. And then we can have like shelving above this. So what I was thinking was, I want to have this window kind of cut in half with shelving. Now, I wouldn't want to use a slab because that cuts too much into our glass, but a trapdoor will cut minimally into our glass. We can still see outside, as you can see, right? So let's definitely have a trapdoor on the window section, but then we can transition it into our slabs like so. And then we can even have trapdoors going across right there. So it looks like a little built-in shelf. Now, I think that looks pretty cool. So let's go with that. And we can even continue this shelf, have it like a wraparound, maybe on one side. I don't want to have this too symmetrical. Let's keep this wall a bit open and let's have this shelf wrap around this way. So we're going to have to use our trapdoor style again, just on the window blocks. And then we'll go from there. So we'll have slabs maybe right there. And then we can have like another trapdoor right there. And yeah, we have like a cool little shelf, L-shaped shelf going across. I really like how that looks. I think that's great. And then I want to leave this one open. I want to try something different on this side. I like to keep my builds non-symmetrical. I think it adds like a lot of character. And it makes it look more intentional rather than just trying to make everything so symmetrical. So now we have an area down here. We can put some blocks and whatnot. So I'm going to break this sign real quick. Please ignore my chest texture. I don't know why it looks like that, but oh yeah, okay, it's still being weird, but that's fine. If I place it that, okay, yeah, it's just ignore that for now, guys. Okay, I'm thinking we can have like a little bit of barrel action going on, maybe down here. I think that's a great way to utilize that, and then maybe in the center we can break it up with like a crafting table right there. I think that looks great actually. So I'm gonna grab a lantern as well. I kind of want this to be like a bit darker of a room. I'm thinking like single lantern only. So actually maybe like we just have like that one lantern hanging right here on the chain, and I want to have it hanging like a bit lower. So like this is like the only lighting in this whole storage area because it's not like a commonly used area. It's just more for junk storage and whatnot. So yeah, I think that looks great. Now I think we could put like a decorated pot right over there in that corner since it's not really useful. And I think that actually fills out the corner perfectly. And then let's think here. We want to have some depth and elevation on top of this table as well. Maybe we can throw in like a stone cutter, not in the center because I don't want to keep things too centered, but I want things balanced. So I want you guys to think about balance over symmetry. And what I mean by that is, for example, we have this decorated pot in this corner, and if I put one in that corner, we have symmetry, right? But if I put a different block here, for example, if I threw in like a chest and then a stone cutter here on this side, They're not as tall as our decorated pot, but they still add a bit of bulk to this side. So here we have balance. You can see that we have like 2 on this side to kind of balance out this decorated pot here. So I think we'll just do stonecutter like right next to the window right here. I think that's perfect. And then we can probably have like this fletching table block over there. I don't really want to have a chest here just yet. Yeah, I think that looks good. We can have like some empty slots here, some potted plants. So I'm just thinking of balance right now. So let's actually get rid of that. Maybe we can throw in like a grindstone. So let's figure out where we want all these to go. I think this top shelf will have like some utility blocks up here, but not too many. Mostly decorative. Maybe we can throw like a couple chests scattered, like maybe like 2 right there on the top shelf. And then this corner I think definitely needs to have something heavy. So I think we'll throw like another decorated pot up there as well. Yeah, I think that's perfect. We could even have like a barrel maybe in that corner. Yeah, I kind of like the barrel there. I think that looks great. And I was even thinking we could even stack some of these barrels up if possible. Now, I think actually the way I want to do it is maybe instead of this center spruce stair, we have like double barrels stacked maybe. And this barrel can even be like, you know, placed that way. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then maybe we could move this barrel actually facing a different direction like that. There we go. We have like 3 barrels in 3 different directions. I think that looks cool. Now, I think that's enough for the decorated pots as well. I don't want to have too many of those. And let's find a place for our anvil. That's actually not a bad place. I think we'll put the anvil right there. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's not overthink this too much, you know. Let's just think about balance, though. That's kind of the main thing here. Now, we can throw a grindstone. We can even have the grindstone like somewhere else, like up there, for example. You know, like on a block that we can't originally use. We can probably double stack like barrels like that as well, because we can't otherwise utilize that block. Or maybe we can even take this chest, put a barrel here, and then put the chest on top like that so we can still open it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. That adds like uniqueness to the build. And I definitely like the grindstone up there as well. We can put something below here as well, like maybe like a potted plant or something. So let's start adding in some of these blocks here. Let's start with the biggest ones. We can have like a jukebox somewhere. We could probably throw in our jukebox. Probably throw in the jukebox like maybe here. Yeah, I think that looks great. And then like a composter. Now I'm considering putting like the armor stands actually like on this back wall here. But we'll get to that at the end. Now I want to put some extinguished campfires around. Like maybe we'll put one like here. And then we can throw like another one next to this decorated pot right over here. Just looks like some extra wood. And maybe we can even put one like right over here on the floor next to the table. Oops. Right over there. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. So it just looks like piles of wood. Now considering like what blocks we even need, I think we put the loom in this corner. Yeah, that looks fine. And worst case, like we could even put like this extra wood like on top of the loom, you know. Yeah, I think that looks great. So we could utilize it like that. Oh, actually I have a great idea. Let's use these beehives as like little drawers here, like little table drawers, and then we can throw in like 2 armor stands like here as if they're like, you know, extra armor. We can leave one blank and we can have one with a set of armor. So let's actually like leave one of these blank. I don't know, maybe like gold armor to kind of contrast against the wall. I think gold armor would look cool. Maybe like on this one. And this one's like out right now. Like this armor's being used right now maybe. So we can keep that one kind of blank. And yeah, that looks really cool. So like this, we just have like extra armor sets just kind of chilling back there. Now, I do want to put like a composter somewhere. Maybe it's like a little trash bin or something. The composter adds, there's too much brown up here. I think we should break up a lot of this brown by throwing the smithing table there. Yeah. See, that adds a lot of color up here because we have a lot of brown tones. And then let's throw in like a composter like here as if it's like a trash bin. So we'll put like a trap door on top and like leave it open. It's like a trash bin or something. Or like a little crate. We can just throw something in like an open crate. I think that looks great. Now we have 2 extra blocks here. Now you don't have to fill in like every single block, guys. I'm gonna leave some of these spots open. So I'm thinking like maybe we put like a little potted plant here. And that's about it. So let's actually do that now. Like let's get some details and throw them in. So things you can add as like little details, obviously potted plants can be one. Technically our campfires are actually details. They're a bit larger though. And then we can even add like candles. Some of them can be lit, some of them cannot be lit. Let's see what else we can add. You can add like these skulls. Maybe we can add like a skeleton skull here. Potentially we can add like a little dragon egg here. You can even have like banners. Actually, I think banners would be cool. They would look like little pieces of cloth or something. You can potentially add those. You can even add like amethyst shards like this. Yeah, so let's see like if we can add our banners anywhere. I think like we put one like here maybe. Not sure if that's kind of how I want to do it. I'm gonna get the banner off of this because I might have a plan for this wall, so I'll keep it off of there. Maybe like in this corner. Sorry guys, I'm very indecisive. Actually, I think just one banner there. That's it. We'll keep it very simple. Just one banner. And now let's fill in some of these empty spots here. You can see like this is an empty spot. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Like that's an empty spot, so we can probably put like a potted plant there. Or if you want to, you know, kind of see through the window, you can just leave it empty. There doesn't have to be something there necessarily, okay? Let's start with the biggest thing that we have is our dragon egg. Now I'm even considering putting the egg like there in the corner. That looks pretty cool. Or we can put it like center right here. It does provide some light. Maybe even here. Those are like kind of the three spots I would put it. I think putting it in that top spot is the best spot. So there's our dragon egg. Now I think the next biggest thing would be like, you know, the skeleton skull. This could be pretty cool, like putting it there maybe. You won't really see it. I think we leave this window open actually because, you know, like when you walk in, you're not really looking here. I think this window should stay open. Let's actually throw this kind of hidden behind this banner. Yeah, I think that looks cool. And then let's throw in a potted plant. We can actually put one on top of our, you know, on top of some of these blocks as well. Just kind of save space, right? So, see, like I want to leave this as a gap. I want to leave some gaps here. Let's probably throw in a potted plant like up on top of our smithing table. And then maybe another one like right there. And then let's throw in like candles like right here. Oops, I got a shift click. Boom. Maybe like 2 candles and we can light them right there. Okay. I do have like a little amethyst shard. I was thinking like we could just throw that like right here. There we go. Just looks like, you know, something we found. We just put it down there in the corner to kind of sit while we look for a spot, like a home for it, you know? And now let's fill in, we have 2 pots. Let's fill those with some, you know, various materials, with some various plants. I think we definitely have like a dead bush because this place is kind of like neglected. We have something like that here, and maybe like a spruce sapling because it's a bit more like hardier of a plant. I think we'll put the dead bush up here since, you know, we kind of hard to water at the very top there. Then we can throw in like the spruce one here because we can still see it. And yeah, like honestly, I think this is looking great. Now here you could add carpet in the center, but I'm actually not going to do that because I want this to be like kind of a neglected area on paper rather, right? So we're actually not going to add anything here in terms of carpet. And you can see that this corner is looking amazing. This L corner right here, looking great. Fully detailed in my opinion. Looks awesome. This corner is pretty good as well with the armor stands. But you can see like this wall around the door might be something missing here. We could probably add something here. And this wall, of course, is obviously missing something. So let's keep it very simple. Let's just fill it in with, I'm thinking like paintings or banners. We could definitely use those. So let's get like a block. Maybe we can have like a 2 tall painting right here. So we simply just put a block there. And let's pick a painting that actually contrasts against our wall. You can see like this one doesn't contrast that much against our wall because it's a bit brighter and our wall's white. And this one has some, you know, mid contrast, but I really like that black one. Let's do this painting here with the black background. That is some ultimate contrast right there. And look, that fills in this spot beautifully. And then up here, if you would like to, you can even add like another shelf up here. You can even use like trap doors. The shelf can like continue. It's totally up to you guys. We can even like use, you know, we can make it like really tight. You know, like you come in here, there's like a shelf right above you. It's like super tight. I kind of like that look, you know. And then maybe we can put like a a faux shelf like up here on top of this armor stand to make it look like it's more enclosed, right? Yeah, that looks awesome. So obviously you can't put a block up here, obviously, but that's okay because not every shelf like this one needs to have a block on it, right? So we're gonna treat this shelf as one of those. So it's like a faux shelf, and I think it encloses our little armor perfectly. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. And then we can throw in some extra various blocks up there. I think like we already have a campfire up there. Let's get like another potted plant, maybe. And let's see what else we could throw up there. Maybe like another mob head. We could throw like a piglin head up there. You know, and maybe that's really all we need. Like, let's just put the head right here, maybe. Actually, let's keep the head away from the armor stand because it looks like another entity. Maybe let's put the head like on this side and then like the potted plant on that side. Perfect. Oh, actually, let's use the new flowers, the eye blossom. You can throw that bad boy right up there. That looks great. And yeah, guys, I would say this is a completed storage room. Looks great. And I would also argue it's quite practical. I mean, you have your crafting table, you have storage here. Like, this is like an aesthetic workshop slash storage room. You can use this for whatever. You have your anvil, your stone cutter, you have everything here. It's very aesthetic. All right, so that's done. And you can see as soon as you open that door, you have this beautiful looking area. Awesome. Now let's continue with the rest of the first floor. So I think the first thing we need to do right now is kind of create our walls right over here for our kitchen. Now, this is where we can get creative and utilize colored walls, colored blocks, such as terracotta, wall trims, a lot of things here. So what I'm thinking is, I think we utilize terracotta, and we can probably even do like stripes. So I'm considering using like composters, potentially, maybe even barrels as like our trim block. And then we can get a colored terracotta. I'm thinking like this dark green to keep it like more rustic. So let's try that real quick. Let's try the composter first. Let's get rid of our torches. Like so. And what we can do is we can throw in our terracotta like right here. And I was thinking we can like stripe it, you know, like have striped terracotta, but I really don't like how that brown is looking. I mean, it looks okay. Looks a little purple. But I think the spruce is just going to be the move here. Spruce and green. Yeah. That's definitely going to be the move here. So we can even have our door here. That door, our spruce. Boom. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. And this will be like our kitchen. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the slabs here. We're going to double up on the slabs that are attached to the wall just to cover it up. There you go. All right. And now we can also try the barrels and see if the barrels look better. Let's throw that in at the bottom. So it's whatever you guys prefer. I think the barrels actually do look better. I think we use the composters maybe upstairs. Yeah, I really like the barrels. They look really nice. And I would like to experiment a bit more because, you know, the barrels are the same kind of color tone as our stripped spruce. What would happen if we utilize like a lighter stripped log, like maybe oak even, as our stripes? I'm gonna try something different, guys. I know like it's not ideal, but I'm gonna try it. Let's try to use like more oak wood inside of this kitchen, okay? So there we go. We have our kitchen walled off now. And now we can come inside and pretty much make it functional, aesthetic, whatever we need to do, okay? So we're going to be utilizing oak wood in here as well as spruce. I think we'll use both, okay? So for example, I can use like a spruce stair there, or I can utilize an oak stair. Okay, and then I think we utilize the oak stair and then we just keep it with the spruce door. So the spruce door matches the undertones down here with our barrels. And yeah, so we have a perfect symmetrical contrast. These two blocks are oak, these two blocks are spruce. I think that's the way to go for sure. Okay, I'm just gonna put some lanterns everywhere just so we have like light. Let's enter our kitchen. Let's work on it. Okay, so number one, let's think of the walkway and the function of it. Okay, so we obviously have our door right here. Now I'm thinking you obviously don't want to have all of your countertops and sinks and everything on the wall that we just built, because if we walk in and turn around, that's just kind of weird, right? Like you walk in and then you turn around to use your kitchen. I think that's strange, right? you want to walk in and see everything in front of you immediately. So we walk in and like our kitchen is on the white wall right here, okay? I think we utilize, we kind of go with like a U shape for our walling. So I think we keep this wall empty. This will be like our walkway just straight across right here. And I think we can utilize this wall maybe as like some storage or like a pantry or something. We'll see what's up with that, okay? But definitely this wall will have everything. I think we have like that kind of signature sink design, like sink and then a window. I think that would look really cool. Then maybe we can have like burners and whatnot as well, okay? So I'm thinking we have our sink on one of these two windows. I'm considering having it right like dead center. I think that would look great. So let's get a cauldron real quick. So I think sink like front and center. Wait, oh wait, what am I thinking? Huh. We can't put the tripwire hook there, but that's okay. Like we'll just have it, you know, like this, like a farmhouse kind of sink. Okay, and I want to get like barrels to act as our cabinetry for now, okay? And then I think we also need smokers for like burners. I was thinking just like a single burner, maybe here. And then we have like barrels as cabinetry going across like that. And we could even like leave this center portion empty. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Let's grab trap doors. You know what's also cool? We can throw in like our trap door like that as like a shelf, right? That way we can still have a block on top of this, like a potted plant or whatever we want up there. So you can see how I already have the layout of the kitchen in a perfect L shape right here. I think this is perfect. We just have a burner right here. This could also potentially be like another burner in the corner, but I think it's better if we just leave it as a barrel. And you can see it's a little dark in here, so let's definitely add in some lights. Now we can do our signature, you know, hanging light right there, or we can have, you know, our light on the shelving. I think this time we do like detail shelf lighting. Like we just throw a lantern up in that corner. And maybe we have something here where we can throw a lantern, you know, here as well. I was thinking like we do like a little pantry. Maybe like in this corner. Have like a door and a pantry here, potentially. Yeah, I think that'd be unique. Let's definitely try that. And this would have to be covered. And then we could throw a light here and a light there. I think that can light up everything. Actually, let's throw this light kind of underneath. Yeah, there we go. So now we have like the top corner and the bottom corner. And this evenly lights up the whole room. I think that's perfect. And I'll show you guys what I mean with this pantry, okay? So like I want to utilize the campfires and we're going to extinguish them. We're going to throw in 2 on top of each other, extinguished. And then we can put in our trapdoor on top to kind of close that off. And this isn't in the way, right? Because we can still walk in. It's not in the way. And let's grab our door. And then we're going to place our door like that. There we go. And then we can open this and we can have access to like food in here. I think it's a great idea right here, okay? And let's like grab some random food. There we go. Little pantry. I think it's a really cool design right there. Yeah, that looks awesome. You can see this top is like empty. You can put like another barrel maybe up there. That's about it. Maybe like 2. Yeah, maybe we could throw like a extinguished campfire up there for like some wood maybe. Maybe these furnaces use wood or something. We can probably throw like 2 of those. Maybe like 1 in each corner. Maybe actually I want this one to be a little bit more visible. Let's put it like there. Yeah, that looks cool. And let's actually throw like a real campfire underneath, by the way. Totally forgot. So we have like the smoke coming out of this. Awesome. That's looking great. Now, what I like to do is I don't like to use only barrels. I like to use sometimes the chiseled bookshelves. They look like little spice racks. The only thing is you have to leave them kind of empty. Which is okay. Actually, in fact, maybe we can throw those 2 right there. They're like little spice racks up there. Yeah, that looks good. That looks pretty cool. And then this is actually an empty block that we could utilize. We could throw in like a trap door there. It's like it's attached to the shelf right here. Yeah, I think that looks cool. We can't put one there, unfortunately, but that's fine. Like it looks like it's kind of like a shelf, like it's leaning out to like a shelf. All right, it's looking really awesome so far. Now, one thing I love to do is let's get, since our kitchen is themed in green, let's get a banner in green, and then let's get a white dye And we just throw that bad boy right over the sink. There we go. It matches with the aesthetic of our kitchen. I think it's looking great. And yeah, I think we're pretty much done with all the main aspects here. Let's see if we can utilize trapdoors anywhere else. Like maybe we can throw some like underneath here. But I do want to add some decorations around here, so I'm not going to utilize it actually at all. Maybe like for these two, we can keep these side ones empty, and then we'll put some stuff on this side. There we go, yeah. Okay, now let's get to detailing. So we don't need the campfires anymore. Let's get various blocks for detailing, obviously. So yeah, let's put these stuff around. I think like the urn of flour kind of idea is pretty cool. You could probably have that up here. Now, I don't want to put it on this because you can see it gets cut into the spruce log here. We'll put it on the one with the slab. I think this could even go in the corner. Yeah, I think that's a nice spot to put it in the corner. That looks a little too heavy, you know? Let's throw that in the corner. And then let's throw in like a potted plant right there. Or maybe even here. Let's leave, actually, I don't know. Let's put it right there. I think that's the perfect spot. All right, and you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we actually take this spice rack all the way, and then we throw in that campfire on this block, and then we'll extinguish it as well. So this is like extra wood if we need it for like the burners. There we go. And then we need a spot for our cake. I'm thinking the corner right there, or maybe even here. Yeah, I think that's the perfect spot for the cake. And then maybe in this corner we can throw like candles over there, and we'll leave this spot empty. Okay, so yeah, that's already looking awesome. Yeah, I do want some place to put like some food, so maybe we actually break these two. We just throw in like some food over here. Yeah, that should look good. Maybe like get like an acacia sapling. It looks like a little herb or something that we're growing up there. Let's quickly light our candle right there. It adds a little bit of light in that corner as well. And then let's get like 2 food items that we simply just have laying on the table. So let's maybe get like that, maybe like a cooked salmon or something. Let's throw like a carrot right here, then like a cooked salmon. Boom. And yeah, with that, I think that's the kitchen done. Wow, it's like a really cozy but beautiful looking kitchen, guys. I think this is awesome right here. We have a spice cabinet up there. We have a little pantry. Yeah, this is great. That's the kitchen done. Awesome. So we have 2 main parts of our first floor complete. Now let's get started on this open area of the first floor. So let's consider what we want to put here, why we want to put it here, and let's start with probably the biggest elephant in the room, which is our fireplace. So let's start with that. Let's get a campfire here. It's definitely going to go right over there. And we can even have the bricks going all the way up, like connected, you know? I think that would be a good idea. Let's see what it looks like from the outside. Yeah, that wouldn't bother me at all if we put that on the outside as well. Let's just put like bricks all the way through. And let's actually break some of them up with our granite. Where's granite? The granite and the bricks obviously look very similar. We can just break it up a little bit, you know? Like we'll maybe put like one regular, oops, right there. Maybe like a polished one there. There we go. That's it. Maybe like another one up here. Boom. Easy. Now, let's figure out something that we can put in front. You can either put like a trap door in front. I want to do something different this time, though. I think we just kind of leave the fireplace open. And what I mean by that is we can get like a stair block, like put it on top so like you can't obviously walk in there. You can put like a slab, like another full block there even, you know. Let's try something like that for now. Yeah, let's try that, okay? And then I'm thinking, I have like a unique idea right now. I'm thinking we have like a painting front and center, like right above the fireplace. Yeah, like that's the exact painting I was thinking of. And then we can have almost like you know, like a framing kind of around it. So maybe let's try the trap doors potentially. I don't know if trap doors will be the move, but like, you know, we can have like a little bit of a framing. Maybe that's too much. Maybe just that on the top. Or I actually have a good idea here. I want to showcase a lot of the brick and the granite. So what I'm thinking is we utilize like thin blocks, like fences, as well. Let's just try like different things, okay? Like I'm purely experimenting right now, okay? Maybe like we can have wall blocks on the top and bottom. And what if we have like, I don't know, a fence right there? I mean, that's kind of unique. It's just like a little centerpiece for the fireplace. It's interesting. How would the iron bars look? Iron bars actually don't look that bad. Not bad at all. It could also like slowly get, you know, thicker as we go up. Maybe ends with the chains even. That's actually very unique. I kind of like how that looks. We could even do like the copper rod. It's very interesting. I think the iron bars, we're onto something with this. We're definitely onto something here. Okay, I like how that looks. That looks very unique. Okay. And now I think this block just needs to have something on it. I'm not sure what exactly. Maybe just a trap door. Like maybe that's what we're missing. Like, yeah, that's it. We have a nice little fireplace. It's like covered, you know, like this looks like an actual hood of the fireplace. Yeah, this is honestly exactly what I was picturing in my head. Like something kind of like unique. Something like this. I think this is awesome. It's a very unique style of fireplace, you know? And like if you even wanted to, you could probably put another trapdoor there. Kind of like safety proof it, you know? Let me try to put it like this way. Yeah, no, that looks really sick. Okay, I'm so glad I tried something different there. This is something I just completely came up with on the spot. I love how that looks. So, fireplace is complete. It's not in the way. We can obviously walk through it very comfortably. It comes out about like, you know, a little bit of a block, but definitely not in the way whatsoever. That is an awesome little detail. Awesome fireplace right here. It looks very medieval now. All right, so now with the fireplace complete, we have the section over here on this side past the kitchen. And then we have the section over here in between our front door and our back door. So I'm gonna start with the smaller section. Let's start with this section back here, okay? So what immediately came to mind was like a little table right here, like a little nook that we can like eat maybe or just sit and chill at. You know, I think that would be perfect right here. So I think let's just get, you know, like scaffolding. And yeah, like that's really it, you know, like scaffolding, and then we can throw like an item on there. I think turtle eggs is the move. Let's find a turtle egg. Where is it? There we go. I don't know, it just looks like a bunch of cups on the table. I think that's an awesome look actually. And then you can see we have a lot of like, you know, vertical space, so I want to fill in something up here. Obviously like we're gonna have to do the lighting as well. I'm actually gonna break all these lanterns to kind of see what our lighting is looking like. Yeah, see, so we come inside and we have like our fireplace as our main source of lighting, and we definitely need a source of lighting right here in this corner, and that's probably not going to be there either. Okay, so what I'm thinking right now is we can simply have either barrels or bookshelves on top, and then like a lantern hanging down. So what I'm thinking is like, you know, right there, we can throw in like barrels, have like a lantern right there, or we can throw in like bookshelves. Let me see how bookshelves would look. Maybe like the center one being, you know, empty. I think we do barrels to kind of keep that rustic look of the first floor. So let's put barrels there. And then I want to do something cool. Let's have like stair blocks here to kind of create like a little bit of a shape here. And then the lantern. Now the stair blocks might be too much because of, you know, our chairs. Let's actually not do stair blocks. We can try trapdoors. It's very subtle, right? Add some shape. Or we can try slabs. I want to see slabs. The slabs are a bit too strong. So let's just utilize trapdoors. Right there. Yeah, that's looking really cool. I really like how that turned out. And then last but not least, all we have to do is throw in the armrests for our chairs to make it look like actual chairs. Just throw in some signs right there and boom. Now, maybe the armrests are not necessary actually. Maybe we keep it open. Yeah, you know what? Let's keep it open like that. Because the armrests, they just look like you can't even get in, you know? So that's a great little detail to throw in right over there. Awesome. Fits perfectly. Now, let's get a use out of this kind of back corner. We'll keep it simple. We'll just throw in like some storage here. Maybe like a barrel right there. And yeah, really, I mean, all I can really think of. We'll throw in like this barrel like up, this barrel like that. Like you can access both of them, you know what I mean? And yeah, we could probably throw in like a lantern there just to kind of like make sure that there's some light. Actually, let's do candles back there. I think that'd be cool. Rarely we utilize candles as lighting, but I think this is like the perfect spot because it's kind of like out of the way. The candles like aesthetic. Yeah, it's like subtle lighting, you know? It's subtle lighting back here, but boom. Awesome. And then we can utilize our trap door right underneath there to make that look like a shelf. And yeah, very simple. Very, very simple right there. And another thing we can utilize is, you know, we can put like a pot there. We can still access this. We could even throw in like a, I don't know, we could put in like a plant down here or something. I think the plant is better. Like a pot on the bottom with a larger plant, like an azalea, you know? Because like these plants are a bit larger. There we go. Just throw that right there. And you can still access both of the barrels, so they're actually functional as well. You have a barrel up there. Awesome. So that fills out this back spot. Perfect. And then we can throw in like a painting right here. Like this place is pretty much begging for a painting, so let's just throw that in. 2 tall painting. Let's use the one that we haven't used yet. Yeah, probably that one. I know it like, you know what, I really just don't like the contrast. They need to add more 2 tall paintings. There's not enough. There we go. There. So that painting is different from this one. I know it's the same as this one, but this is like a completely different room. We'll like never see those paintings together, so it should be fine. All right, and that's this area completely decorated, going up to the staircase. And last but not least, we have our entryway and then our back door that need to be decorated. And then this entire wall as well. So let's think here. The first thing that came to mind for me is like a little table along this wall right here. So we can do like upside down stair maybe. Maybe we can make like a shorter table. Yeah, like that. And then like a trapdoor right there. Okay, we're definitely gonna need some lighting here. It's very dark. You can see. We probably need lighting in that corner. Let's see, like, if I put a lantern here, is that balanced lighting? Yeah, it's pretty balanced. I want to keep the lighting very balanced, right? So maybe we can even have the table here. We can even have 2 tables. Let's just see like kind of what's up here, okay? 2 tables isn't bad. Yeah, let's actually keep 1 table on this side. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because if I have the table here, then I have 2 symmetrical sides, right? Which I don't want. We don't want symmetry, but we want balance. So let's put 1 table here. And that makes, you know, this side have pretty much nothing. So we'll have to figure out something different to put on this side, right? And then with this table being here, we can throw in like a lantern right there. I think that'll balance everything. Yeah, so like you walk in, and you have lights right there. I think we throw it in the corner actually. And now I want to utilize like potted plants, like the larger ones. So let's get the decorated pots. And I think, I'm not gonna lie, this corner is like the perfect spot right here to throw in that. And then we simply just grab our azalea leaves. Boom. Let's actually grab the flowering ones. Right there, and then I like to put a like trapdoor on top to kind of like contain the plant. So there we go. That's like, yeah, that's a good way to, you know, add some detail along this wall. And then we definitely need to put something here. So let me just think real quick. I think we also have a lot of verticality here, so we can definitely add like a shelf even, you know? Like I'm really considering adding like a shelf like that on top of this table. Yeah. I definitely think that's the move. So we have like a, you know, functional kind of area here. And then we can probably double up on the shelf, potentially. See how that looks. Or we could have like 1 big shelf. But I think I'm considering making like a built-in on this side. Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking of doing a built-in on this side. Let's actually, you know, get like trap doors going up to create like a little barrier here. Let's think of like something that we can put in here, okay? Like this could even be shelving. It could be anything. You know, so I think we put like just full blocks there at the bottom. We throw in, yeah, full blocks. We'll have like a shelf here, and then we'll close it off, like up here. Okay, that's a cool little built-in that we can put right there. Okay, and what's gonna go in there, I don't know exactly yet. I think it would be cool if we have like a little potted... Okay, we can't put anything here, which is fine. It's totally okay. Remember, we want balance and not symmetry, okay? We want asymmetry, but balance. And then we definitely need something to throw here. Now, I'm gonna consider that as well. Let's think about this one last. Let's figure out what we're gonna put on these like shelves here, okay? So I think we need to have some utility blocks around. So we obviously already have our potted plants. Let's think here, okay? Yeah, let's try the bell. Like, I don't know how that would look. It looks kind of cool. I think I want to put it in the wall though, like that. Okay, then we could throw like an extinguished campfire there. Or maybe in the center. Yeah, we'll throw that in the center. So it's like center heavy, then balance, like in those two corners. We'll leave like some of these empty. Like here. Maybe like a gold pickaxe, or maybe actually a different, let's try a different color. Let's throw in like a bundle. Like here, you know, it's like, leave your stuff there. And like, let's get a plant for this. I actually want to get a flower this time. Let's get like this cornflower. I think that'd be good. Yeah, there we go. Cornflower right there. Now it is a little dark up here. And I'm very much considering doing like an extended shelf now to add like a candle or something maybe. Yeah, we're gonna do that, guys. I'm gonna try something unique here, okay? We just need light here in this corner. I'm gonna do a candle. Yeah. Awesome, so that area is good. And you know what we can even do? It's kind of cool. We can throw in like a leaf block and just put it in that corner even, you know? Like it could even be like hanging down. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Like a little leaf block kind of hanging down. I like that. Alright, and now for this little built-in area. Maybe a stonecutter and like an ender chest. Now it is a little bit dark in that corner, as you can see. I have another idea. We can double up on these slabs and just chuck a lantern in there. Now, I want the lantern to be on the block of the stonecutter. There we go. Just so there's more like space for the lantern to kind of hang, right? The lantern's hanging here, it's a little bit taller. Like the block is a little bit taller, so that's pretty cool. You can have like a little ender chest here. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna change things up a bit. I'm going to put this potted plant here. Like the large, tall potted plant. Yeah. Because that fills up this wall perfectly, okay? And now we can like walk in and out easily. It doesn't get in the way or anything. It just fills up that empty spot. Let's get rid of this one. And let's do something completely different for this side. Maybe like a large built-in. Like up until here. Maybe like 3 blocks. Okay. So let's just get like barrels. I like doing this kind of style. Where we have like barrels. Yeah. Throwing a lantern in like the center one. Oops. Right there. And then not everyone needs to have something in it. But we just put in like small blocks now, like inside of each one, right? So we throw in like candles, maybe 2 potted plants, candle there, and then like maybe amethyst bud, like right there. Awesome, yeah. Okay, and let's go with like flowers this time. I think flowers would be nice to put in these potted plants. So dandelion, red mushroom. And we have the bottom part as well. I totally forgot. What should I put down there? Maybe we leave that one. Yeah, just throw like a barrel like that. Yeah. That looks really unique. That's a beautiful little built-in to kind of fill in that wall. Yeah, maybe like 2 leaves just kind of hanging there. It doesn't get in the way of anything. Add some greenery. I think I like the 2 leaves like that. Yeah. Let's make it a little bit more lush in here. Alright, and yo, honestly, this first floor looks amazing, guys. I think we are done. I don't even want to put carpet. I mean, like, we could put carpet. Like, let's try it. Let's at least try it. Maybe like 3 here and like 3 here. Too much. Maybe brown. No, there's too much. Well, brown actually isn't bad. Maybe just solid brown. Like, that didn't even look bad at all. Okay, I want to try something though. Like, what if I just throw in like a regular piece of wool, like, on the floor? So it looks like it's like a shaggy carpet. Yeah. Okay, I think just the brown wool. Yeah, it looks awesome. Wow, that came out really great. And that's the first floor complete. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go, guys. Obviously, it's looking a little bare on this side, but yeah, we'll just keep it like that. It's fine. It's okay to have some empty space, guys. Like, it's totally okay, as long as it's not like a big empty space. Like, this is, it's not a, it's okay. Like, it's not that big of a space. That's the first floor complete. I think I want to put a little trapdoor there. It's like a little railing. Awesome. Yeah. That's the first floor complete, guys. All right. So now let's head up to the second floor and let's see what we have to do. So number 1, we have 2 bedrooms here. So let's get those walls established for these bedrooms real quick. Okay. So what I'm thinking is, let's actually look at our bottom floor again as a reference. Let's stick with this oak wood style that we had. And then we could try like a different color. We can easily throw in our composters right here. Let's actually get some light here. It's gonna be a little dark for now. That's okay. Okay. And then we'll have the door. We can either have the door center or kind of off center. I kind of want to have it off center a little bit so we have more space kind of going into the room. And then what we're definitely going to have to do is we're going to have to move the staircase to be like these 2 blocks. And then this will have to be extended like so. Okay. And then pretty much these composters will just go up and connect right there. Yep. So now let's see. Obviously our doorways are going to have the oak wood like that. So we're going to have our oak wood there. And then now we can stripe our oak wood based off of that position. So we'll have the centerpiece be oak wood, and then this piece will be oak wood, and the last piece right here, and this piece right here. So we know that we're gonna have the oak pillars for everything. We're just gonna put those in. So there's our oak pillars. Now we can try different colors. So we can try like the red terracotta. Let's see how that looks right there. I really like the red terracotta. It looks pretty cool. We can try the blue terracotta, which is a bit different. Now I want to utilize the same colors, and I'll explain why. See, like if I do 2 different colors, you know, it looks pretty cool. Not bad, but I don't want to have to pick and choose in the center one. Now, I'm actually thinking like I think a cool color would work better. The reason why I say cool colors is because we already have a lot of warm colors, like in the browns and in the fireplace. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the blue terracotta. Let's just go with that, and let's stick with it, okay? And then also, don't forget, we gotta fill in these little gaps here to close off our room. So we're gonna go with purple terracotta all the way across both rooms. Awesome. So there we have our sectioned off room. We can add something out there on this side. Yeah, it's looking great. So let's just close this off. Boom. Awesome. All closed off and good to go. And then we can add our doors. We can put a door right here. We want to have the knobs of the doors facing like in, right? So they're facing like each other. See that? So the knobs are both facing like towards each other. I think that looks really cool. And if we come up the stairs, you can see, awesome, we have like 2 little rooms here. We have like one here, and then we have like one here. It looks pretty cool. Let me quickly do the chimney. We're actually gonna do the same thing. I mean, that what I did downstairs was just so cool. I have to do the same thing. Okay, guys. There we go. There's our 2nd story fireplace. Perfect. Yeah, before I do like the hallway, I'm gonna save the hallway for last. And maybe even the workshop for last. But like, let's start like inside of the rooms first, okay? So I say, let's start with our bedroom, okay? This is gonna be our primary bedroom. we have a lot of verticality here, you know, like our walls are about 4.5 blocks tall. So I definitely want to utilize like our verticality here, okay? So I'm thinking, let's use like more, you know, bookshelves. Like now that we're upstairs, let's get like a little bit more, you know, let's add some more like bookshelves and blocks that are a bit more, you know, like furniture-y and cozy kind of blocks, okay? So I'm thinking like, what if we have like double bookshelves here? And then maybe we can throw our bed like on top of it. Now, I'm also thinking of like matching our bed color with, this is kind of purple. Maybe purple bed? Yeah, like matching it with the walls, you know, a little bit. I know it's blue terracotta, but it looks more purple, right? So let's just put like some temporary light down. And yeah, like have our bed like kind of up here, maybe. Elevated bed. Why not, you know? We can even have it higher. Like I can throw a bed like up here, we can climb up to it. I think this is okay though. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And then maybe like we have like a little built-in here with like a chair. Hold on, that would be in the way actually. I want to do like a chair there. Maybe we'll do like a chair in this corner. Yeah, let's try a chair. I definitely want to have a chair in here, like some sort of like desk, you know. So we can have that there. Lectern there. Maybe this wall can be completely built-ins. Maybe not. We'll figure something out, but we definitely need the lectern there. And what I'm thinking is like we have a bookshelf here and maybe like a bookshelf up here with the lantern there. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Now let's get trapdoors, maybe like a slab. Now, how would that kind of work there? I think maybe just two little. I don't want the slab there because it's like too in the way of the bed. I think that should be fine. And then what we can do, like a cool little trick, by the way, put like a sign at the foot end of the bed. Looks like it's like the, you know, the end piece of a bed there. Maybe we can make this block the crafting table. Actually, I kind of like that as a bookshelf. Just throwing a book in there. We can have like a little desk. Just fill some of them in. Like that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, awesome, awesome. So we have like a little like library, kind of study, kind of bedroom here. I really like. Let's put like an amethyst bud. Let's try something different. There. Yeah, because it kind of matches with the purple. All right, and now we need something to put on this side. I was thinking, right? I was thinking we have like a barrel here, and we could just have like another, yeah, maybe like another chisel bookshelf is okay. And what I'm thinking with this barrel is we have like an armor stand right there. It's like as you walk in, you have like your armor stand, and then I want to do something like built in with this wall. We'll do something cool, okay? So we obviously can't put something on top of this because we have the sign, which is okay. Maybe I should make it a bookshelf then, because of that reason, you know, like because we can't put anything on top of it. And then we can populate some of these, you know, like that. Maybe those, yeah. That's looking good, and we can have like our primary armor up here, you know, like diamond or something. I just grabbed 2 chest plates for some reason. Okay, we have our diamond there. Now we can get rid of this lantern because it won't stay there. Maybe we can have the lantern right on top, actually, of the armor. Yeah, to kind of like showcase it as like display. Okay, I have a better idea. I gotta break the ceiling though. Let's just put glass in here. Like, let's throw the glass. So let's get our piston, glass, redstone. Oops. Redstone. There we go. Alright, we got our glass there. And then we can take our lantern and put it right on top. Or we can just throw like a little lid on top of there. Yeah, that might be cooler. I think we can put the lantern somewhere up here. Let's like maybe like a bookshelf and like a lantern up here maybe. So what if I do like a row of bookshelves, like under and over? Yeah, I really like how that looks. Maybe the lantern can go like here, in the center. Or maybe it can even go in this back corner. Let's see. I like it in that back corner. I think lantern there though, where I have it. Yeah, I think that's good. And I do want a crafting table in here. You know, just for the sake of some utility. So maybe we could throw like another loom in here or something. Maybe like a crafting table there. Maybe that can be like the loom. Or maybe this block can be the loom. Yeah. I think that makes sense. Oh, actually, hold on. Pot plant there. And there's a reason for that. Because we can get candles, which are a light source, purple candles, and put them in this dark corner right here, okay? And that makes the most sense to me. Because now this corner is a little dark. Get a little light in there. Perfect. And then we can throw in definitely a flower this time. Like a bright flower, like maybe this blue one. Right there. Yep. We'll keep that middle spot empty, and then we'll put something here. Maybe we can make that candle a little bit brighter. And maybe like item frame, top of the crafting table. And maybe, I don't know, like a golden pickaxe or something. Who knows? Alright, and yeah, I think that's it. It's like a quick and easy little bedroom. Very cozy, you know, like it's very personal, very cozy. Have your little desk here, you can read, your bed, you can sleep. Crafting table still, loom, bookshelves, you have like your barrel for storage. Yeah, you pretty much have like the bare minimum of what you need, right? So, for a bedroom. Awesome. So that's the bedroom complete. I like how that turned out. And now let's head over to the next room, which is going to be a potion room. I think this will be very interesting. So you can see how with this room, right? We have the entryway and we have a lot more stuff on this side versus this side. Kind of want to do the same thing here, right? So the main attraction of this room, or rather the main purpose of this room, will be the potions. And I think we can even utilize like nether wart growth as well in here. But I'm thinking like this back wall here, we have a lot of the potion stuff. Now you can see how the wall, I probably can't break this. Oh wait, I can break this. Okay, that's awesome to know. So you guys should always check and see if you can like break some pieces there. Like this is completely hidden. You can see that. So no one's gonna see this. And that means that we can just continue our wall, right? And if, let's say we couldn't do that, right? Let's say we couldn't continue our wall and we had to keep it pale oak. Well, that's the perfect place to maybe like, I don't know, put in like a row of bookshelves to kind of hide it, right? Or like a row of barrels or something to hide it. So, but in our case, we don't have to hide it. We're good to go. So let's get started on our potion room. So just get some light in here. And first things first, I definitely want like an L-shaped table. Let's kind of see. We walk in, maybe an L-shaped table on this side and this side, right? Because I don't want to walk in and have to like break my neck to turn to look at a table here. I think that doesn't make any sense. I'd rather just walk in and move to the side and look at this wall, right? So let's begin with a little table. Now I'm thinking we have like, you know, something like this, where we go all the way up until here. All right, I think that's a cool little table to have. Yeah, that looks good. We can even have like a shelf up here for some extra goodies up there. Okay, I'm gonna hang on to these lanterns. Maybe I'll put one there for now. And yeah, like that's a pretty cool like tiered kind of structure there. I could do it like this. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do a double L shape here, okay? A double L shape with a shelf and a table. And then what I really want to do, which I'm going to do this now because I think this is important to have early, is I want to have a little nether wart farm right here, you know? We can cover this up with some trapdoors and we can like double layer it. So we can have like another one right here and just grow them like right here, you know? We have like it's a potion room, so it makes sense. We can keep our lantern kind of the center or something, just out of the way. Yeah, and then we have like all of our brewing stands here. So obviously we're going to need a We don't need a cauldron, but we're going to use one for aesthetics. You could obviously just use like a stair block and put like water in it too. You could probably do that like, you know, like in the corner here, but I'll put the cauldron in the corner. This is just for aesthetics, by the way, okay? Like, you don't have to do it the way I'm doing it. And I think let's put like double brewing stand there. Maybe like one more there. And let's get water, obviously, in a cauldron. And then we're obviously going to need storage, right? Barrels are probably best for storage. Maybe a chest. Maybe like, let's get some magical blocks, like an ender chest. Please ignore my textures. I don't know why they're like that. Maybe a wither skull. So here's where you can be very creative. You can even have like, you can even remove these slabs, just make it a barrel. You know, make this a barrel too. That can be your storage. Like these can just be double barrels. Maybe this can just be like a table here, the trap door. You know, like we can mix it up. Like we have options here. Let's make this like an ender chest up there. And I think it would be cool if we put like a little wither skull right there. It's a cool little detail. And I think we leave this one blank. And then let's get a potted plants. Maybe black candles. Let's try black candles. And a potted plant. Definitely potted plant. Oof, this is tough. I think we get rid of this brewing stand. Put the potted plant up here and make this black candles. And let's actually light these bad boys. Let's get a weird looking plant, like a torch flower, or let's actually get the pale oak sapling. I think that looks really cool, very unique. And I was thinking like a glowing item frame right here, and let's put like some sort of, I don't know, potion or something here. Like, boom. Like a potion waiting to be used or something, you know? Then we have ender chest. Yeah, that's really it. Like, it's super simple in here, but man, like this is even functional. You guys can store your stuff here, your potions, get your water there. If you don't want to use the cauldron, just make this like a stair block, throw some water in there. You have infinite water. You have an ender chest, and you have your nether warts. Like, this is purely functional. So those are our 2 rooms complete. Yeah. Now, the rooms are very tight. That's why I don't want to do any carpet in here. But if you wanted to add carpet, you could. I just don't think it's necessary. Awesome. Rooms are complete. Now, before I get to that workshop area, let's do the hallway real quick. Let's see like what we can do here, okay? So, obviously on the bottom floor, we have like a little, you know, sitting area here. I think we just do a table here, right? We just do like a table going across like that. And we can put whatever we want on top of here. In fact, I can even put like a lantern there. Looks like we have a lantern here. Remember, I have my barrel here. Yeah, we totally could put a lantern here. Doesn't get in the way of anything. So you can totally do that if you want to. I think it's okay the way it is right now. Maybe put the lantern in front, but let's actually put a lantern here. Because this lighting can like kind of speak for both sides. Yeah, that should be fine. And then, you know, like simple, we'll just get like a potted plant. Let's try, I think this time we do the torch flower, like unique, cool looking flower there. And you can throw like a row of barrels up there and then like trapdoors. There we go. It's a nice little piece that's out of the way. It can be kind of functional as well. It's a great little piece to have right over there. Awesome. And I want to put a trapdoor right there as well. You'd even put like, oh, you know what? Instead of putting a trapdoor there, I think that's an awesome spot to throw in like some of these plants here. So what I mean by that is like these azalea tall plants. I like to add these a lot. Throw in like the flowering one. Boom. There we go. And like a trapdoor on top. We just have like a tall plant along the staircase. I think that looks pretty cool. We can do the opposite one. Like, what did I use? I don't know if I used that one. Doesn't really matter. There we go. Plant right there. And a plant down here as well. Awesome. So that's already looking great. This side of the hallway is looking great. We don't want to put too much in this hallway or else it'll get too cramped. But I should add another painting here, I think. Maybe like this wide painting. You try like the wide painting, you know, like right there. Yeah, like why not, you know? Why not throw in the wide painting there? Yeah, I think that's good to go. Very simple, very clean. And we can get rid of that because we have our fireplace that now lights up this area, right? You could put stuff on the wall. I'm gonna leave the walls kind of plain. I don't think they need much. Like, I just don't want to block this walkway, you know? I think worst case, you can probably like trim up the walls with like trapdoors if you would like to. But I think our composters do that just fine. So I'm gonna leave this kind of bare. You could add like a shelf up here, you know, like the shelf wouldn't get in the way of anything. See that? So if you would like to add a shelf up there, you can. You can do like another one here, maybe. Like, you do like a little double shelf action going on. In fact, why not? You can even do triple shelf action. So it's up to you. I'm gonna leave this one bare. I think we'll do like a double shelf kind of deal going on, and then maybe you can throw like a lantern in on like this edge here because it's a little dark on this edge. And potentially just like candles, I think, on the middle, like the middle area where it's dark, like right about here, like just candles and nothing else up here. And if we're gonna do a lantern on this side, maybe like a potted plant here, something small flower could go right there, and that's it. We'll leave these shelves like mostly empty, you know, but like they're just decorative shelves that we can utilize. Easy. Okay, very simple. And yeah, that should be it for the hallway. You can add like a little table or bench or something here in the balcony. I'm gonna leave it like as is. I think it's okay. I think you guys get the picture for that. Now, what I am gonna do, I think we'll add another one of these plants in this corner. I think this corner is just begging to have something. You can even do like an armor stand. Actually, let's do that. Let's kind of, you know, let's mix it up a bit. Now, the reason why I want to do an armor stand is because we're actually leading into our work area, right? So it would make the most sense if we have our armor stand right here, and we'll actually like do the glass display style. So we'll have it like diagonal here, and then we'll get our redstone, our piston, and we'll get our glass. But let me put some armor in here first. I'm trying to think. Maybe like pure netherite, actually, you know? Like it's dark, it'll contrast against the wall. Right there. Little flex, you know? Alright, come on, buddy. There we go. And then we just throw in some glass. Boom. Alright, awesome. And then we just throw in like, a lid on top of it, you know, like a slab or a trapdoor. I like the trapdoor. Just the perfect size. Cool. Little display in the corner, so the corner's not so bare and empty. Awesome. Looking great. You can even get like leaves, like spruce leaves. I believe that's what I was using. Put that on top even, you know? Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Even throw it up here as well. Maybe like a shelf kind of situation there. Okay, that looks cool. All right, we have our second floor hallway complete, and now we are left with a little workshop area. So, obviously, we need to have ladders that go up to our little loft right here. We can put some extra stuff here. I'm thinking just like junk storage kind of situation here. We have like a bit of a wall here that we should probably cover. So I'll probably do like a built-in or something there. I think a built-in would be perfect. And yeah, I'm already kind of seeing the vision here. So let's do like kind of let's do the built-in kind of thing right now. I have some ideas. So let's start by putting some trapdoors going all the way up to the top. Like that. We can cover the top here, and let's actually break this lantern. We could either keep one up there. I'm gonna put barrels here for now. Like that. Then put in a lantern there. Yeah. Then we can have a bit of like a built-in situation going on. Like, this can even be like a full-on barrel built-in. Just pure storage, right? You can break like that one. Maybe throw like another lantern there. Break the sign. Like this could just be like a full-on storage built in. I think that looks completely fine. You probably don't even need these side trap doors anymore. Like this could probably just be its own thing. But I'm gonna keep my trap doors. I like them. Okay, awesome. Full storage situation going on here. I like that. It's very unique. Okay. Now let's make this like a workshop. Let's get like some, you know, like smithing table, grindstone, furnaces. We actually don't have any furnaces. Blast furnaces, stone cutter. Let's get all these materials here. So now what I'm actually thinking is let's actually put the furnaces up here. I think this is like the perfect spot. So we can have all blast furnaces there. Maybe all regular furnaces here. It could be like a little smelting area. And then maybe we have like, you know, maybe we'll keep that. I think we have like a table here, realistically speaking. We just hang this off of one. Yeah. I think that's definitely necessary there. Actually, we might want to leave that open. Like, just leave this open just so we have like walking area up here, you know? I think that makes the most sense. All right, and now let's kind of consider what we would want here. Like, I think like we just need anvils, right? Maybe like an anvil here, maybe like an anvil here. Now here's where we really want to consider the walkway, right? Like the walkway. So we walk down, ladder should be accessible very easily, right? Maybe an anvil up here would be good. Like a broken one. Yeah, because that doesn't get in the way too much. Or maybe this could even be a grindstone. I like the grindstone. I think it's different. We'll keep all the anvils down here. So, for example, we can put like 2 anvils here. Those are out of the way, right? Like these anvils are out of the way. They don't block anything. Maybe we can throw in like a smithing table here and like a stone cutter on top of it. And then maybe like another anvil right there. Maybe like a crafting table. Probably need one of those like in this back corner. So you can work on whatever you need to work on. And let's get some more barrels maybe. Maybe a barrel like there. Maybe a barrel here. And then, okay, maybe like that. So the whole back wall has something on top of it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. And maybe we can put it like, maybe this anvil is like pristine. Maybe this one's worked on a bit. Maybe we have another anvil there. Yeah, that's cool. Because now it's like out of the way. See, like everything's out of the way. I don't want another anvil there, actually. I think it's too much. We can leave this open space, okay? The space is fine to leave open. Okay, now let's get into like just the decorating and the detailing, right? So I think we have like extinguished campfires here. Maybe let's try some lanterns, pots, candles. Let's try like a bunch of things. Maybe even like a mob head. Maybe a dragon head or something. Like up there. Maybe I can put wait, hold on. Maybe I can put the dragon head up here. Oh yeah, that's the way to go. Put like a potted plant there. Potted plant here. Maybe some candles on top. Maybe like unlit candles. And yeah, like I like this kind of firewood idea with the shovels. Maybe that's for like the furnaces. You can put like an extra one right here. Yeah, that looks sick. I think just one right there. And we extinguish that one. Yeah, that looks really cool. Okay, that's pretty awesome. I think actually we get rid of the plant, put more firewood here. Boom. Okay, and now we just have one potted plant. Put like something, you know, like a spruce sapling is perfect up here. Something more like rustic. And yeah, I mean, like this is sick. It's a cool little work area. It's like half outdoors. You have a view and everything. That's really cool. Very unique. Like this is sick. And then you can come up here and smelt all your stuff, whatever you need to smelt. You have all your barrels, all the storage up here. This is pretty sick. I think this is one of my better builds, honestly speaking, guys. And even from the outside, like let's see what it looks like from the outside. Yeah, that looks sick from the outside. You can see like all the various blocks. That looks really cool from the outside too. Yeah, this is awesome. I love this outdoor work section. That's really cool. All right, and that's like the second floor complete. Let's make our way to the third and final floor, which is going to be our library slash study area, okay? So I have a lot of cool plans here. So number one, the main thing I need to have up here is a fully functioning enchanting table with level 30 enchant. And then the rest, I would like to keep it very, aesthetic. So I want to utilize, I want to grab some of the blocks that I'm going to utilize up here. So I definitely think maybe crafting table, maybe. I want a cartography table for sure up here. I would like to utilize the bookshelves, the chiseled bookshelves, a lectern, and we'll need an enchanting table. Where is the enchanting table? Up here. And we'll start with that, and then we can probably use trapdoors and such, maybe to make some tables here and there. So my initial idea was to kind of cover this up, make it like a little entry to a library, kind of like this. We could even break into these walls here. Yeah, like that. We could break into these, see? And kind of section it off like so. So I totally am not against doing that whatsoever. I think that looks pretty cool. We can even have like a little trapdoor thing going across. Maybe these can be stairs. There's seriously so many possibilities. And we can put like a trapdoor up here. Maybe hang a lantern, like a little entry to like the library or something, who knows? And maybe the enchanting table can be like dead center, or maybe in the corner. So let's actually get the enchanting table set up first. But I do want to have something to do with like a, kind of like a sectioned off area. Like it's not completely sectioned off, but it's like kind of sectioned off, right? But let's start with the enchanting table. So we have a dormer here. We don't have a dormer on this side, which means I think I would like this spot to be like, we can use a lot more of the shelving, the tall shelving on this wall rather than this wall. So let's put the enchanting on this corner right here, okay? I'm going to break some of these. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 14 levels already. And we can't go any more there. This one could be chiseled. 14, 15. That's 15. We can do 16 and subtract another one to make it a chiseled one. And I think we just go all the way. Like here, we just go like completely all the way. And now we can do like a cool little library section here. Like I think we break this, make like a super tall, like shelf going through, like right here in the center. Yes. That looks really, really cool in my opinion. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. And I think what we'll do is we'll have like a lectern, like a reading area, maybe here. So this bookshelf I can break and put the chiseled on this side, so we see the back side of that, and it's kind of covered by the lectern, right? So we can break these 2 blocks on top as well. And I think we can have like a little desk here even, maybe we have the lectern facing this way and like a chair, right? And then maybe on this side, we could have a lectern, we could do like another chair maybe here. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like another chair facing inside here, and then maybe like one more lectern right here. So they're all facing different directions. So some of them can have chairs and some of them don't have to have chairs, okay? So I want to use like the oak wood. So this one can have a chair, I believe, right? Yeah, and this won't get in the way of the enchanting table whatsoever. That's a little like reading area there. And this one can have like a little reading area. Or maybe just these 2 are the reading areas. Because this one, yeah. Let's leave that one open. So these 2 are like the little reading areas, okay? I really love how that looks. And we can let's get our book and quill, and let's like fill in, like let's put a book there and a book there, but like let's leave this one empty. Okay, and now we do have to figure out lighting. I don't know the lighting situation yet. Oops, not going to do that. I want to break some of these lanterns. I want to keep it like, maybe like we do candle lighting only. I think that would be something very special if we do candle lighting only. Okay, so here we have our library section. Now we could even break these and like have like the bookshelves going across like that. That looks really cool. And yeah, we could do like a bit of an arc. So, okay, let's get like the oak here, because like the bookshelves are like the oak. Ooh, that looks Very cool. Okay, that looks very, very cool. We could put like the trapdoors there. Get like a little bit of like a library arc coming in here. Okay. Now, I think candle lighting only would be so cool. I'm gonna try it, guys. Let's totally try that out. I want to use the same colored candle. Maybe just white candles, like complete white candles up here. Oh, actually no, because it's not gonna contrast against the wall. So we have to keep that in mind. We can do like very cool things. We can like, you know, add bookshelves all the way. You know what? Maybe this entire wall should all just be bookshelves, in my opinion. Yeah. And then we'll throw in like a chisel there. Okay, that's looking great. Now we can break some of these. So like for example, oof, I see what to do here. Let's put like a regular and like a chisel there. Then we can put like full candle light here. Okay. Oof, that looks so good already. And we can even break this corner one. Put like 4 candles right there. You know, it's like a little corner candle light. That looks so sick. I love how this is turning out, guys. And we could even throw like another chiseled bookshelf here. Or even here. Oof, let's think real quick before we put this one in. Ooh, what if I... Oh, wow. I didn't think about that. That is sick. This serves like double purpose lighting. And then we can just put like a potted plant there. Okay, that looks awesome. I'm sorry. That looks really cool. Okay, that's definitely the way to go. And we definitely need a light source on this side. Maybe I'm thinking of breaking this one right here. And then lighting that up. And maybe we could do the same thing here. Ooh, that makes perfect sense actually. Yeah. So now we have like that very distinct candle lighting. I think that looks super cool with the red candles too. That looks awesome. Maybe we can mix it up a little bit. Like maybe we throw in red and green. So maybe like we'll break this one can be full green. Maybe like this one here can be full green. And the next thing I really want up here is a cartography table. And I think that's the perfect spot right there. And I think what I do is very simple. We just have like 2 tables, you know, like right here. 2 tables and our cartography table right there. And then we can throw in like a full green candle here and a full red candle right there to kind of light this area beautifully, just like so. We can even have like a shelf here, and let's get like a slab for the outside. Yeah. And then we can throw in like maybe something else that, you know, glows or has like lights, but not something that's not too bright, you know. Oh, maybe so. I totally forgot about the soul lanterns, guys. I totally forgot about those. We could put soul lanterns up here. Absolutely. Like, why did I not think of that? And maybe not all of these need to be candles. Maybe some of them can be soul lanterns. Like that one can absolutely be a soul lantern. And maybe this light as well could just be like a soul lantern. There we go. And what I'm ooh, another great idea is, see, like the center is a little dark. We can throw like a chain and a soul lantern right there as well. Now we have, yeah, it's lit up just enough. I think it's like the perfect lighting. We have our enchanting table. We have a lot of magical items in here, and I think we just need some potted plants, really, with some very unique plants, right? So I think we definitely have one like here. Maybe just one. Yeah, just like we'll just throw. Actually, I think I like it there, and like maybe like an item frame, a glowing item frame. We'll put like something there. I think we can have like another bookshelf here with like a potted plant. I just want to have like a little bit more table space around, you know. I think that is a great addition, and yeah, we'll put a potted plant there as well with just like a little lectern. You can just sit here and read something here. Considering kind of closing this off even, and we can just have like another chiseled bookshelf there with another potted plant, or that can even be that can actually be the soul lantern as well. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Potted plant, yeah. This is honestly looking like awesome up here, guys. This is like sick. So I'm very glad at how this came out. We don't necessarily have to have a crafting table. In fact, you know, this can just be a crafting table. I think that makes the most sense. And we throw in the soul lantern on top. There we go. Now let's get some like weird obscure plants. We only have 1, 2, and 3 potted plants. Let's get like some, you know, mushrooms. Maybe like the blue mushroom. So maybe we put the wither rose like right here, front and center. We can throw in our crimson roots to kind of contrast from this this lantern right here. Since it's blue, we have red and blue, and then we can go in with the blue mushroom over here. Yeah. Wait, that actually, yeah, that looks really awesome. Okay. That looks great. And guys, I had another great idea. Maybe like we throw in like 1 or 2 spider webs. Just like a couple, like maybe 1 spider web like right there. And maybe like 1 more, I don't know, like in this corner. Like just subtly, you know, subtle spider webs here and there. And then I was also thinking maybe glowberries done in a very subtle way. So maybe like we can have a glowberry like right there. We can bone meal it and then shear it. Oops. I gotta shear it first and then bone meal it. Sorry. There we go. That adds a little bit of light. And maybe like 1 more of those. Like maybe like right in front of this actually. Bone meal, or sorry, I have to shear it first, then bone meal it. And yeah, that adds like a little bit more light in here, but it's just enough light to make it work. And maybe some of them can be like, you know, just clipped and nothing else. Maybe we can throw one on top of that. That looks kind of interesting, right? Or maybe this one has like vines growing on top of it because no one uses it, right? There's no book on top of it. Makes the most sense to me. And I definitely think since this area is a bit larger, we definitely need carpet up here. Let's think of what style of carpet we want to use. Maybe gray, maybe purple, maybe cyan. Let's try some of these carpets. Let's see, cyan, that's purple. I like the cyan a lot. I think that looks pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's the perfect spot for some carpet. And maybe like around here. I know we can't, oh yeah, I forgot, like this also counts as like fully enchant, like this counts towards the enchanting table as well. But we don't even need that really. I think we're just throwing some carpet around like where we're sitting. You know, like the seating area. Like maybe we can throw some carpet just there. Yeah, maybe we could throw like another carpet right there, you know, in case you want to stand here and read. And that is looking really awesome. And I think one last final touch up here that we need, guys, is simply a plant right over here by the staircase. Boom, throw that down, and I think that's it. I think that is all we need for this awesome attic library slash study area. Wow, this came out amazing, guys. So let's go ahead and do the full tour of the house. All right, so here's the outside of the house, and let's enter. So first floor, we have a beautiful entryway here with our back door. We have some built-ins, little table, a shelf. We have another built-in on this wall, looking beautiful. We even have some carpet on the floor and a fireplace, potted plants. And then we make our way to the left and we have a beautiful storage, junk room, whatever you want to call it. This could even be like a little workshop. We have all of the blocks that we need, crafting table, stone cutter. Everything is in here that you really need to use this as a actual functioning area. And then we leave this area and we come over to this side of the first floor hallway. We have a sitting area, some barrel storage up there, and we come over here, we have some extra barrels, very aesthetic with some paintings. And you can see in this corner we have a room with some beautiful green terracotta walls. Come inside and we have a beautiful little kitchen, very awesome kitchen with a pantry, and we have a sink and everything, a burner, some cake. Very beautiful kitchen right there. And then we can make our way upstairs to the second floor. We have another painting here, a very decorated staircase as well, you know, subtly decorated. Another potted plant right here. And on this side, we just have a table with some built-in barrels up top. And as you look through this hallway, you can see we have a long stretch of a hallway. Then we have like 2 rooms right here with our purple terracotta, right? We would have some shelving out here in the hallway. We have the same fireplace design up here in the hallway. We have an armor stand on display in the hallway and then some leaves. This obviously goes to our balcony, which overlooks the backyard. Beautiful, beautiful. And then let's start with the first room right here on the left, which is going to be our primary bedroom. And you can see how this is beautifully decorated. It's almost like a half study / bedroom with our bed up here elevated. Our diamond armor right over there, and then like a little work section built-in area right here. Beautiful, cozy little room. And then the next room, we have our potion room. So we have like an L-shaped desk right here with some brewing stands, L-shaped shelf up there right on top, and then we even grow our nether warts right there. So it's very functional as well as aesthetic. And then we make our way down all the way into our open area workshop. Like, this thing came out great. I love the barrels up here. That looks like a built-in. It hides our purple wall behind, completely hides it, and it still looks great. Our lower section, we have anvils, crafting table, all of the useful blocks down here. We have some like extra wood with our campfires. And then you come up here and you have like a furnace section area here as well. So honestly, a beautiful outdoor workshop with a view that you can see outside. And you even have like your dragon head right there. Awesome. You have like 2 little dormers up here as well to let in some natural light. Now let's make our way to the third and final floor, which is our library / study room. It's very moody and dark up here, but you can see it's very beautiful. So we have our main hallway coming down the center, and on the left side we have like a long table with our cartography table and a little shelf on top. Now you can obviously add a lot more utility up here by making these like just barrels going across for some extra storage. And by the way, I totally forgot to put in an item here. Let's throw in the spyglass in this item frame. There we go, for exploration purposes. But yeah, if you want to make this more practical, just have barrels instead of like these tables down here to have more storage. We even have a little carpet here, crafting table in the corner with some spider webs, and then we turn around and we see our beautiful like library area. We have some reading desks around, some tables, some seating, a fully enchanting table. It'll get you to the full level 30, and like a little table back here as well. I love like this bookshelf that kind of sections it off into 2 sections here. Love how that looks. Using the bookshelves as like walls and to section off the area while still keeping it open was a brilliant idea, and I suggest you guys do that more often, especially when making like a library. And yeah, that's it. That's the interior. If you guys want the world download for this house fully furnished, you can find it on my Patreon by either becoming a member or purchasing the world by itself. And I as well have the same exact house here, completely empty and bare, for you guys to try the same thing for yourself and see what kind of interior you guys can come up with as well. If you guys want to learn more about building interiors, check out this video here.